All right, kind of getting more into the mortgage side of things. So earlier this month, the 2022 volume numbers came out in terms of top mortgage lenders in the country. Who do you think was number one?
United Wholesale Mortgage.
Rocket edged them out.
What?
Yep.
How did that happen?
Rocket ended up edging them out.
How did that happen?
127.58, but less than $1 billion in volume.
By less than $1 billion, they fudged the numbers.
I mean,
they paid somebody.
But you also got to think that Rocket, that includes retail and wholesale. UWM, of course.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No, this is overall.
Overall, and UWM, who's not
is 100% wholesale, was less than $1 billion behind Rocket in terms of retail and
And for people who don't understand, like $1 billion sounds like a big number, but when you have companies doing $16 billion a month in volume, less than $1 billion. And here's the deal: Rocket is not number one. UWM's number one. If you have to use your retail and combine it with your wholesale in order to be number one, and the other one is just wholesale, just broker channel, and they're behind by less than $1 billion, that's a sad state of the of things over at Quicken or Rocket, whatever we want to call them these days. And I'm a fan of Rocket.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah.
I'm a huge fan of UWM. I'm a fan of Rocket. I like the competition. I'm ready for the lawsuit to get settled to see if we can work with both places and make, earn our
I would love to
business.
be able to work with both places, but yeah.
That's big.
But yeah, no, that's huge. And I mean, the fact that the number two by a small margin is 100% wholesale lender
that's huge.
That's a massive indicator with the direction that this industry is going.
Well, if you want to spend less money at closing costs, if you want to have a lower interest rate, which means your monthly payment is going to be less, if you want to qualify, have a better chance of qualification, whether it's down payment assistance programs, 2% match on down percent, if you want to do that stuff, you work with a wholesale broker or a mortgage broker, or
more options for your client.
Right. And if you're in the Carolinas, you need to work with NBI Financial Group,
right,
because we are your premier mortgage broker in this area. I'm being serious. There is nobody better than us.
Right.
And a lot of people don't like me getting on this podcast. A lot of friends of ours who might have broker shops, who, former friends of ours who might have broker shops, they do not like the fact that we have this podcast. They do not like the fact that our social media is blowing up. They do not like and they won't tell us, but I know they don't. And you know who I'm talking to. I'm talking directly to somebody. But they do not like the fact that we have this. And they don't like the fact that I'm pounding my chest saying we're better than you, because we are. And if you want to be better than us, step your game up. You'll just drive us to be better, though. So, rising tide lifts all boats.
Competition breeds winners.
Did you just make that up?
I did.
Nice. Competition breeds winners. That was good. I love that, man. Ben's really coming out of his shell.
I did.
I'm a great role model.
So then following those two, you get into the Wells Fargo, followed by Chase, and then Bank of America, even though Bank of America now got pretty much depleted their mortgage and sector going forward, but
they were losing money. Just because they're doing volume doesn't mean they're making money.
Correct. They were doing it. I mean, we say that they were losing money. Yes, they were losing money on the mortgage side of it, but their company was still driving a profit. And that's what we've been saying, is that they don't do it for the mortgage. They don't do it to give you a good experience buying a home. They do it to try to keep you happy so that they can keep their money in their bank.
Right.
Following that, you have U.S. Bank, Fairway, First Republic.
I hate Fairway.
And Cross Country.
I hate Cross Country too.
Although notable.
I was just laughing. I just don't like Fairway and Cross Country.
And Loan Depot Retail.
You know what Fairway reminds me of? You know what they would remind me of, Ben?
What?
Golfing.
Yeah.
Because in golf, when you tee off, you want to hit the fairway. Right. So it's almost like the owner of the company is like, man, I don't really want to do this. I would rather be golfing, so we're going to be Fairway Mortgage.
Not necessarily at our course, but that's a different topic.
Do you know why I don't like Cross Country?
Why?
Sounds like a track meet.
I mean, it is.
Cross Country.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Come up with a better name. Like NBI, National Brokers Institute.
Yeah. And then you have New Res as well, but they weren't technically in there because they technically merged in 2022.
Was that 2022?
Officially, yes.
What happened to better.com?
Their CEO's being investigated. they fudged the numbers.
Donovan, that was great.
That was great.
That was great.
Oh man, that is awesome. I love the fact to know that Donovan's learning something from us.
They're 1 day pre-qualifications.
They're 1 day pre-qualifications.
Are still too far behind.
Oh man, what else, Ben? Come on, let's speed this thing up. Let's give the people some energy. Did you drink last night?
No.
Oh man,
Did you?
fuck yeah.
Bourbon?
Not bourbon, no.
What?
Couple beers, had a couple IPAs. So I found out I was cancer free yesterday. I did, Donovan.
Oh gosh.
So this is why podcasts are great, because you can get a little bit personal. We're going to talk back about mortgage, Ben, because I want to get back on topic. But I had this whole tooth thing that was going on, so I had the thing put in. Well, I had these little bumps on the lower part of my mouth. Nothing crazy. It's not like gross or anything like that. I'm like, I'm dying. I got cancer. And so I went to the dentist. They're like, oh, no, that's totally normal. Like 30% of the adult population has those. It's just your teeth have extra bone.
Yeah.
Yep. So I thought I was dying. Did I not, Ben?
You did.
I literally thought I was dying for the last
No, I
3
believe
months.
it, 100%.
Yeah. I just kept thinking about my son and my daughter growing up without a dad. I was like, man, I hope Liz can handle the kids. Yeah, and I was moody at home. You know how most people, if they think they're dying, they go skydiving, rocky mountain climbing. Yeah. Me, I got miserable. I was pissed. I was yelling. It was bad. I was like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I want to live forever. At least till 100. With modern day medicine, I should get to 120. Moses was what, 200 when he died? What do you got, Ben? Let's go back into the mortgage business.
So kind of leading off of that list there, talking about some new products and the trends that a lot of places are going. You mentioned earlier, UWM announced their new 1% down. They match 2%. So it's a 3% down program, but they give you a grant for 2% of that on conventional.
No, it's not technically a grant though. It is a grant. They're matching up to $4,000.
Yep.
So it's for smaller loan amounts. It's going to be really effective.
It is. There's income restrictions on it too, aren't there?
Yeah, there's some income restrictions, but they'll go up to $4,000. So 2% or $4,000.
Right.
The lesser, and they'll go up to $4,000, and then you bring in 1%.
Right.
And they're calling it a grant. It's not technically a grant. It's money that they're gifting. It's like a lender credit almost.
Right.
Because they're trying to make it so more people can get into conventional financing homes.
Yeah. I mean, it needs to help too, because these, looking at the pricing and pricing clients
oh my God.
These loan level pricing adjustments with this different.
It's terrible.
We have 800 credit score, 20% down. What?
It's bad.
How is that not considered a much safer investment from a secondary market?
Explain that a little bit. You can't, I understand,
right?
But pretend a kindergarten teacher is watching it. It's okay.
We've gone over this before, but yeah, just to kind of reiterate and explain. So what the FHFA did, which is the overall government, a government entity that basically kind of overall controls the secondary market on a lot of things, is they changed how much of the interest rate costs. And what they're trying to do, make it more favorable for first-time home buyers, which those numbers are still decreasing, by the way. On that. But what they ended up doing is it costs more for a better interest rate now for a 800 credit score, 20% down. It's crazy. There's a point where you put more down, you're going to get a worse interest rate.
It's wild.
But the overall reasoning for this should be because of, on the secondary market, when you look at bond investors, they consider it a safer bet, right? If you have more equity in the property, if you put 15% down, you're more likely to make your payments because you don't want to lose what you've already invested in the property. But they're manipulating it to try to increase first-time home buyers, which is great to do. I mean, I love to have programs that benefit first-time home buyers.
But you shouldn't
But you shouldn't penalize these safe clients.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't.
People who have done the right things for years to put themselves in this position are getting penalized for it.